Hi friends, how are you? I hope you are all in a good condition. Welcome back to our class. So today we will learn something fun about uh, related to our future later. So today we will learn about business vocabulary. Not only a vocabulary that we will learn today, so we will also uh, learn together about the skills that we need for the future if we want to build a career in the corporate or uh, field that require some skills, some a field that require these soft skills. So let's jump into it. Don't forget to listen and pay attention to this class because later in the end of the class I will test you by a quiz. Please pay attention, okay? Thank you. Kok thank you? Udah lah pokoknya itu ya guys. Nanti di-cut, oke? Okay? So imagine if we want to be an employee in a big company, we must be smart, right? Not only smart, but we also must to have a skill. The skill is kind of simple, maybe for you to heard, but this is the important skills, which is communications and negotiations. Let's talk about the skill first, yeah. In order to become an outstanding employee, we must fully comprehend in communications and negotiations. It could be such simple and easy, but there's some point and techniques to make it more skillful. So, what is it? Let's see the slides, okay? So let's move on to the communication skill first. So here are 10 essential communication skills at the workplace. The first is active listening. Pay close attention to the speaker, ask clarifying questions, and paraphrase to ensure understanding. This builds trust and strengthens the relationships. And for the second is effective communication methods. Choose the right channels, email, phone, in person, based on the message audience or desired outcome. And the third is friendliness and positivity. Cultivate a positive and approachable demeanor, show genuine interest in others, over encouragement, and maintain a respectful and inclusive tone. The fourth, this is important. We must be confident. Project confidence through a clear and concise communications, maintaining eye contact, and preparing thoroughly. And the fifth is constructive feedback. Give or receive feedback truthfully and respectfully. Focus on specific examples. Provide actionable solutions and maintain constructive and supportive tone. The sixth is vocal clarity and tone. Speak clearly and adjust your volume to the environment. Utilize vocal variety, pitch, pace, emphasis to effectively convey your message and encourage audience. The seventh is empathy. Understand and consider the perspectiveness and emotions of the others. Show compassion and build a rapport by acknowledging the responding appropriately to their feelings. And the eighth is respectful communications. Value others' time and opinion. Allow others to speak without interruptions. Actively listen and respond truthfully and respectfully. And the ninth is verbal. And the ninth is nonverbal communications. Be mindful of your own body language, eye contact, posture, gesture, and pay attention to the nonverbal cues of others. And the 10th is final, the responsiveness. Respond promptly and professionally to emails, phone calls, and other communication requests, acknowledging the receipt if immediate actions isn't possible, and provide a realistic time frame for a full response. By mastering these skills, you can significantly improve your communication effectiveness in the workplace, build a stronger relationship with colleagues, and enhance your overall professional success. Then move to the next topic, which is negotiations. Negotiation techniques are the specific methods employed during negotiation process with the aim to reaching beneficial agreement for all parties involved. These techniques are designed to maximize joint value and address potential conflicts to achieve a favorable outcome. The first techniques for negotiation is from Harvard. This called is Harvard method, and the second is Pin method, and the third is AIDA method. The fourth is win-win technique. The fifth is strategic empathy, and the sixth is face-to-face strategy. Effective negotiations is indispensable in this business world. Understanding its fundamental stages and types and applying the right techniques in all time can make the difference between success and stagnations for your company. So after learning about the skills, we will continue to the main topic of this meeting, which is vocabulary. I will introduce you to vocabulary that commonly used in business or in professional fields later. If you are pursue a career in a big company, you will need this. The first is acquisitions. Acquisitions refers to purchasing another company, assets or resource in a part or in the full. The goal is to expand the company market share and new products or services of its offering and effectiveness business goals. The second is advertising. Advertising is a promoting brand, products, or service to attract new customers and increase revenue. And then the third is agenda. Agenda is a list of a schedule of conversation themes and topics that will be discussed during a meeting, event, or a conference. It helps everyone prepare and give the meeting structure so that all important topic is addressed. And then the fourth is B2B. B2B stands for business to business, referring to transactions, interactions, or relationships that occur between the two business rather than between a business and individual consumers. And then the fifth is B2C. B2C stands for business to consumer, representing transactions, interactions, or relationships that occur between the business and individual customers rather than between two businesses. Number 6 is bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is a legal process where individual or business declares that they are unable to repay their debts and their assets may be liquid or settle outstanding obligations, or restructuring plan may be implemented to help them regain financial stability. The 7 is brick and mortar. Brick and mortar to traditional physical stores or business that have a physical presence in a particular location as opposed to online only or e-commerce business. Number 8 is budget. Budget is a financial plan that outlines expected to income and express over specific period, typically used for managing finance and allocating resources. Number 9 is business model. Business model is a framework that outlines how company creates and delivers captures value, including its revenue streams and cost structures. Number 10 is contract. Contract is legally binding agreement between two or more parties that outlines the terms and conditions of their relationships, including the rights, responsibilities, and obligations. Number 11 is corporate. Corporate refers to activities, structures, or attributes associated with large companies or corporations, including organizational hierarchy, governance, and decision-making process. Number 12 is deadline. We all know this, I think. Deadline is a specific date or time by which a task, project, or a goal must be complete or achieved. E-commerce. E-commerce, short electronic commerce, refers to a buying and selling of goods and services over the internet. And then the 14 is an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is individual who starts and manages a business venture, taking on financial risks and pursue opportunities. HR or human resources, which is department within organizations that responsible for managing employee rates matters, including recruitment, training, compensation, and employee relations. Number 16 is IPO, initial public offering, which is process by which a private company becomes publicly traded company by offering its shares to the public for the first time on the stock exchange. Number 17 is invoice. Invoice is a document sent by a seller to buyer that it itemizes the products or services provided, their quantities, price, and payment terms serving as a request for payment. Number 18 is KPI. KPI stands for Key Performance Indicator, which is measurable value used to evaluate the performance of a business or specific activities, typically aligned with organizational goals and objectives. And 19 is market share. Market share refers to the portion of total sales within a market that a company or product captures, often expressed as a percentage. Number 20 is networking. Networking involves building and maintaining relationships with other professional organizations or individual mutual benefits, such as exchanging information, opportunities, or support. Number 21st, as we talked before, negotiations. Negotiation is the process of discussions and compromise between two parties to reach agreement and to resolve differences, often involving terms, conditions, or term of deals. Number 22nd is outsourcing. It's the practice of contracting tasks, functions of process to external vendors or service providers, often to reduce costs, to improve efficiency, or access specialized expertise. Number 23rd is product launch. Product launch is the introduction of the new product or service to the market, involving marketing, promotion, distribution activities to generate awareness and to attract customers. Number 24 is profit. Profit refers to the financial gain or surplus earned by a business or individual after deducting expenses from the total revenue, indicating that success or profitability is of an enterprise. Number 25 is recruitment. Recruitment is the process of actively seeking, attracting, and selecting qualified candidates to fill the job vacancies within an organization, ensuring that the right individuals with the necessary skills and qualifications are hired to meet organizational needs and objectives. Number 26, revenue. Revenue refers to the total income generated by a business through its primary activities, such as sales of goods or services, before deducting expense. Number 27, ROE stands for return on investment, which is a measure used to evaluate the profitability or efficiency of an investment relative to its cost, calculated as the ratio of net profit or benefits to the initial investment. Number 28 is stakeholder. Stakeholder is an individual, group, or entity that has an interest, involvement, or influence in a company or project, and may be affected by its actions, decisions, or outcomes. Number 29 is strategic planning. Strategic planning is the process of setting long-term goals and objectives for an organization and develop strategies and action plans to achieve them, often involving analyzing of internal capabilities and external market factors. Number 30, finally, is risk management. Risk management involves identifying, assessing, prioritizing, and mitigating risks could be potentially impact and achievement of organizational objectiveness, ensuring that appropriate measures are in place to manage uncertainty and potential adverse events. This 30 vocabulary also you can read more or gain more from the website periply.com. You can find more business related terms in there, and also I will introduce you several websites that will help you to learn about corporate things. The first is Startup School by Y Combinator. Second is Harvard Business Reviewer. Third is Entrepreneur. Fourth is Medium. And the fifth is TechCrunch. That's all for today's material. I hope you will fully comprehend about this topic, and then you can get used or familiar with new terms related to the business, right? So we are going to practice using quizzes. Thank you for your attention and see you next time. Bye friends.